Stream party. Welcome, welcome. Twitter got. I don't think a message went. Let me. Ooh woo. Gathering. Starting strong. I'm glad that I even had a bottle of water next to me. I have a feeling it does not have enough water. All right. Now it's right on the dot. So we're gonna at least open this up. I'm gonna give some time. I'm gonna set up the stream at least. Oh my god, the plastic wrapping is off. Now it's like readable from the camera can actually focus on it properly. There, have some wrapping noises. I need to get the Norse packs. Kaldheim. They were pretty good. I like highly recommend getting them. Wait, what? What is this? Okay. I highly recommend these packs. These packs have been like actually crazy. We're using clear plastic dragon shields for this stream. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think I'm gonna use too many of them. But yeah, I highly recommend. Ooh, weird. I don't know. I think it's just weird packaging. Wait, 13? Dude, that's an extra pack. What? 1, 2. There's 36, so these should be 12. 4, 8, 12. 4, 8, 12. Yeah, I have an extra pack. Good, we're starting off real strong. Alright, well, let's dive into this. We'll start with the scary first pack. Paladin Shield, Dragonfire. In addition to the cost of the spell, you may retrieve a dragon card from your hand. Dude, the auto zoom is really weird. So what we're looking for in this? Oh, hi, Matt. I got an extra pack. It came with 37. Vain Death, Inspiring Bard, Dwarfold Champion, Arcane Investigator. Draw a card. Look at the top 3. You came to the Knoll camp. Entertainment, Brulette, Dingeon Windseer, another white dragon in the alternate art, purple worm, alternate art, blue dragon, the bard class, and a forest. Dude, these alternate arts are so good. Oh, I got this came with 37 packs instead of 36. There was like one tucked away on the side. We're gonna take the alternate arts, the bard class. It's pretty good. So for the stream, we are looking for Tiamat, and that's maybe the Beholder. Any of the named characters. So Dritz. God, I'm really bad with the characters' names. The one with the hamster. Yeah, Dritz, Tiamat, Xanathars, any of the character name. I'm really looking for the Tiamat alternate art because I want to make a commander deck out of her. Dude, that purple worm. Wait, that purple worm is 7 for 8/7. Cost less 2 if a creature died this turn. Whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell. Okay. Broken. Very good in draft. Great Axe, Kick in the Door, Arcane Investigator, You Came to the Knoll Camp, Herald of Hardar, Ranger's Longbow. I like that they're doing more with Hadar. Almost got me 2-in-1 instead of... That thing almost made me go 2-in-1 instead of 3-in-1 the other day. Yeah, but you're way too good. You're Ambushed on the Road, Soul Knife Spy, Air Cultist, Underdark Berserk in the old-fashioned art, which I love. Chaos Channeler, Dungeon Crawler, 50 Feet of Rope, Wizard Spellbook. Take that out. Chaos Channeler is pretty good. 50 Feet of Rope seems fine. Wizard Spellbook. Exile target creature. Tap to exile target instant or sorcery card from a graveyard. Roll a d20. Activate only as a sorcery. Copy that card. You may cast that card for 1 through 9. 10 through 19. Copy that card. You may cast the copy by paying one color instead of its mana cost. Or 20. Copy that card exiled with the Wizard Spellbook. You may cast any number of the copies without paying their mana cost. That seems pretty good. This is only pack number 2. Ooh, Skeleton Token. Spike Pit Trap, which won me... The only game I won in the pre-release was because of Spike Pit Traps. Spike Pit Trap. Oh my god. Full Strength, Veteran Dungeoneer. You've Come to the River. Duelist Rapier. Deadly Dispute. You Found a Cursed Idol. Mimic. Sorry, guys. Charmed Sleep. You Hear Something on Watch. Wandering Troubadour. The Dragon Bard. I like that it's not a Dragonborn, it's just a full dragon. Goblin Morningstar. Monk of the Open Hand. Orb of Dragonkind? What? Pay 1 and tap. 1 colors and tap. Add 2 mana to in any combination of colors. Spend this mana only to cast dragon spells or activate abilities of dragons. Pay 1 red mana. Sacrifice Orb of Dragon kind. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal a dragon from among them and then put it into your hand. Put the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. Dude, that's pretty good. Nothing I really want to sleeve. And I'll organize these both later. Because I actually will want to. How's chat been today? We're opening more Magic. We got a wolf token. Silver Revan. Ranger Hawk. Clever Conjurer. Hoarding Ogre. Whenever Hoarding Ogre attacks, roll a d20. Create a on 1 through 9, you create a treasure token. Oh. The autofocus on this camera is really odd. Create 2 treasure tokens on a 10 to 19, and then create 3 on a 20. The rolling dice, by the way, makes this really random. Planar Ally. Elterguard Ranger. Neverwinter Dryad. Fluttering Skeletons and alternate art. Okay. Celestial Unicorn. Ooh. Cheshire Death Whisper. Legendary creature. Black green. Is this the... No, human, so it's not the person who is the commander. Loathsome Troll. Activate only if Loathsome Troll is in your graveyard. Okay, so he returns. Devil Chosen. Dark One's Own Luck. If you roll more than 1 or more dice, gains flying and menace until the end of the turn. If the results are 10 or higher, sorry. Good, just hungry. I'm also hungry. Another deck of many things. This is my second one. I got this one before. This one is actually wild. Because if you have more than 1 card in your hand, it is possible that you have to discard your entire hand. And the more cards you have, the more likely it is that you just discard your entire hand. I am also hungry. After this stream, I'm definitely gonna... Yeah, sorry, the camera does not like to autofocus on things far away, which... I think it's because my hands are in the way. Oh, that was a tension wrench. We're getting a lot of alternative arts. We're only on pack like 4. The abnormal. So for people who haven't seen the new set, they have dungeons. So this is the token Troll, which is a god horror. Who has Death Touch, he's 4/4. But the dungeon he's attached to is Tomb of Annihilation. Which every time you have a thing that says enter the dungeon, if you're not already in a dungeon, you go to the first room of a dungeon, you pick, there are 3, there is Mines of Fandal, Tomb of Annihilations, and the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And then if you're already in a dungeon and it says Delve, you go into another room, and then you just do the effects. So this one, at the end, you make a legendary 4/4 black God Horror token with Death Touch. Pretty good. Silver Raven, Eye of the Beholder, -11/11 until the end of the turn. This seems so dumb. Shocking Grass, -2, -0, and you draw a card. Wandering Barbarian, Yafti, Yanti Fangblade, Spoils of the Hunt, Delver's Torch, Dire Wolf Prowler, God, Zombie Ogre, Dragon's Disciple. He is a monk dragon. Interesting. Spellport Merchant, Aberrant Mind Sorcerer, Mind Flayer, Dominate Monster when he enters. What? And another Death Whisperer. I'm definitely gonna make her a. I'm definitely gonna make her a commander. I think when she enters the battlefield, target creature blocks this turn if able. At the beginning of the end step, if the creature died this turn, you may pay 2 life to if you do draw a card. Although she is, yeah. Wait, hold up. That's foil. Wait, I didn't. Are all of these foil? No. What? They have foil. They did foil on these? It looks so good and it doesn't bend. Wizard, do this from now on. Woo. Sorry, I'm just gonna take a drink. My throat really hurt. Already. Eye of the Beholder, Horde Robber, Compel Duel, Half Elf Monk, Contact Other Plane, which is just draw cards and maybe scry. That's actually pretty good. Oh, the Fireball. This Fireball seems silly because you already do 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and then you can also just do additional damage to people. Vampire Spawn, Null Hunter, or Bora Pegasus, I think. Pixie Guide, alternative art. Lightfoot Rogue, Feywild Trickster, Moonblessed Cleric, Flump. Dude, the Flump, Defender Flying. Whenever Flump is dealt damage, you and target opponent each draw a card. The Flumps are my favorite things in all of Forgotten Realms in the Treasure. And that's like not even a joke. The Flump literally just, you go to the Underdark, you see a jellyfish that floats in air, and then he just talks to you by spreading spores around that let him telepathically talk to you. It is the most insane thing. Just to reiterate for anyone who in chat wasn't here at the beginning, we are opening Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. We're opening a whole booster box, and we're looking for the Tiamat alternate art is my big one. I'd like Dritz, and the rest of the pieces, I have the Eye of Vecna. I'd like the rest of the pieces for Vecna. So the book and the hand. No, I think I have the hand. I need the eye. Taken Door, Great Axe, Devoted. Come on, autofocus, work with me. Devoted Paladin. Find your villain's lair. You can counter target spells or draw 2 and then discard 2. Price of Loyalty. Pretentious Drop. Perceptus. Good at speaking. Or not good at reading. Scaled Herbalist. Herbalist. Grim Bounty. Grim Shield Frost Giant. Valor Singer, Iron Golem, Hulking Bugbear, a Green Dragon, Volvo's Guide to Monster. What? Wait, Volvo is Volo. Sorry, Volo. Guide to Monsters. I didn't know he was in this at all. Whenever you cast a creature spell that doesn't share a creature type with a creature you control or a creature card in your graveyard, copy that spell. What? Alrighty. That's pretty good, if you ask me. He might become a commander. That's It just means you have to do a beast deck that has a lot of cards that aren't that don't share types, but that's actually generally fine for me because I have a lot of types that I just don't use. Like Pit Trap. Or like I have cards that are duplicate and I can't use them because my commander deck already used them. Planar Ally. Leave Conjurer. Dragonfire. Fate's Reversal. Return up to one target creature card from your graveyard to your hand and then venture into the dungeon. That's actually pretty good. Circle of the Moon Druid. Bear form. Dude, that man in fact looks like a bear. As long as it's your turn, Circle of the Moon Druid is a bear with a base power and toughness of 4/2. He loses all other creature types. Dwarf Hold Champion. So long as he's equipped, he is +0/+2. Or they are equipped. Priest of Ancient Lore. He enters the battlefield, you gain a life and draw a card. Pretty normal. Flash Flying, and then when he enters the battlefield, destroy target creature opponent controls that dealt damage this turn. Warlock class? I haven't actually seen this one. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, each opponent loses 1 life. At level 2, which you pay, I think you advance. I haven't really looked into how the class cards, but I assume you just pay that and you can advance. I just don't know if gain the next level as sorcery to add its ability. So I guess you get both things. When this class becomes level 2, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest in the graveyard. At the beginning of, and for level 3, at the beginning of at the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses life equal to the life they lost this turn. Damage causes loss of life. Wait, so at the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses life equal to the lost. So if I do 5 damage to them with a monster, then it goes to end step. I do another 5. They lose another 5. That seems really strong. I guess it is 7 to level up though, so it is pretty endgame. You meet in a tavern, form a party, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a number of creatures among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest back at the bottom of your graveyard bottom of your library in a random order. Or creatures you control have +2/+2 until the end of end of turn. Guild Thief is an orc rogue. When he deals combat damage, put +1/+1 counter on it. Or combat damage to a player, put on it. Cunning action, the Guild Thief can't be blocked this turn. Oh shit! I forgot this is another one I really wanted. Holy fuck, this is a good pull. Spider Queen. Oh, and it's the full art. Oh, this looks so good. And then we get Triumphant Adventure. Here's a human knight. Oh, Dungeon of the Mad Mage. $16 card. That's pretty good. At the end, I'm gonna go search through this. I just want to see how many. Actually, we'll do that now. I want to see how many mythics we pulled. Mythics and rares, because that's a mythic, and I think I saw a couple others. That was a rare, but that was a foiled rare, so that's actually a slot that takes up a common. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, when you pull foils, they take up a common slot, but they can be any rarity. That's why it's really nice if you can pull mythic. You can pull mythics into shiny mythics. Just makes the whole pack so much better. Oh yeah, we definitely pulled one other mythic because yeah, the deck of many things is a mythic. All right, we'll just keep a track. All right, we're almost a third of the way done. Steadfast Paladin. Here's lifelink. Here's 2/2. You came at the null camp. Holder Herald of Hadar. Ranger's longbow. You've been ambushed on the road. Soul knife. Improvised weaponry. Deals 2 damage to any target. Creates a treasure token. I don't know how to say this, but Minimus Containment. It just, you literally just turn something into a treasure token. Undead Basilisk. Underdark Basilisk. Ray of Frost. Flash, enchanted creature enters the, when Ray of Frost enters the battlefield, if enchanted creature is red, tap it. As long as enchanted creature is red, it loses all abilities. And it doesn't untap during controller's snap. You have hexproof? You, the person. That's actually. Each opponent can't venture into the dungeon more than once each turn. Okay, this is pretty good if you want to stop people from, like, if you have, like, cards that are just venturing, bag of holding. Forsworn Paladin into a Hollow Warlock class. Just a note, we get one rare per pack, so it's not uncommon to have a bunch of those. It's actually quite normal to have. We'll have 37. Well, around 37, because mythics take up the slots, and then we'll get. But we might get some more with hollows. Paladin Shield. You see a guard approaching. Improvised weaponry. Horde robber. Compel duel. Elf monk. Contact other planes. Priest of ancient lore. Manticore. Knoll hunter. You happen on a glade where you can search your library for 2 basic lands. Okay, it's just another green ramp because we need that. Burning Hands Cleric class, which I have not seen either. If you would gain life, you gain that life +1. At level 2, you gain, whenever you gain life, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. When you're 3rd level, you return, when you become it, you return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. You gain life equal to its toughness. Delno Wildmaid. Choose a legendary creature. Attacks, choose a target creature you control, then roll d20. Create a tapped and attacking token creature. Token that's a copy of the creature, except it's not legendary, and it has exile this creature at end of. Create one of these tokens, roll again. Oh my. Oh, sorry. Alright. You can literally just make tokens and then just roll again. You could just make infinite tokens, technically. Like, at some point it would have to stop, but since it's the older art, I will sleeve it. Yeah, we're getting a pretty good stack of alternate. Alright, Thief's Duels. Enters the battlefield, you create a treasure token. Equipped creature cannot be blocked so long as it has 3 power or less, and it costs 2 to equip. See a guard approaching, Potion of Healing. This one's pretty nice, it just lets you heal. Shepherd, roll a d20, and you gain more life whenever she attacks, and she has Vigilance? Good. Sellsword. Baleful Beholder. 6/5. Sacrifices. Jesus. Dungeon map, you may venture. Barbarian class. This actually is so good. You just gain advantage. So when you roll a die, you get to roll another one, and then you ignore the lowest roll. And then you get plus, whenever you roll 1 or more dice, you just, target creatures you control get +2/+0 and gain menace until the end of the turn, which means if they, to block the attack, you have to block with 2 or more. And then all of your creatures you control have haste for level 3. Treasure chest. It's trapped, you lose 3 life. Create 5 treasure tokens. You gain 3 life and draw 3 cards, or you search your library for a card. If it's an artifact card, you may put it onto the battlefield, otherwise put it into your hand, then shuffle. This is the final pack of the first grouping. Earth Cult Elemental, Bar the Gate, Ronzendorf, Fate Reversal. I know what I already saw the old one. I know what it is. Circle of the Moon Druid, Gloomstalker. As long as you've completed a dungeon, Gloomstalker is double strike. Scion of Stygia. Gun of Cold, when it enters the battlefield, choose a target creature and then roll a d20. Tap that creature. Tap and triple Keen Senses. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. Oh. Evolving Wilds. I saw this in the background. I love this. I love that the land has special art now. It looks like it's just the old modules. Beast. Lurking Ropes. Bruno Battlemaster. This guy is really good. I put him recently into a deck. Oswald's Fiddlebender. Magical Tinkering. Sacrifice an artifact. Search your library for an artifact card with a mana value of equal to 1 plus the sacrificed artifact's mana value, I assume converted. Put it into the battlefield, then shuffle. Activate only as a sorcery. And then Shiny Bow. Evolving Wild looks really good. I'm gonna be running these now. I have 2 of them. Plummet. I actually haven't seen this. Destroy target creature with flying. I think Plummet's in other sets. Unexpected Windfall. Ranger Longbow. Your ambush on the road. Contact other planes. Dueling Rapier. Horde Robber. Minimus Containment. Roulette, which I have not seen. At the beginning of your end step, if your creature died, put a +1/+1 counter on Roulette. Worm Wanderer. Rally Maneuver. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike until the end of turn. Up to one other target creature gets +0/+2 and gains lifelink until end of turn. You find some prisoners. Instant. Break their chain. You choose one. Break their chain. Destroy target creature artifact. Or interrogate them. Exile the top 3 cards from target opponent's library. Choose one of them until the end of your next turn. You may play that card and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. Shit! Tiamat! It's not the alternative art, but man, I'm happy to see it. When Tiamat enters the battlefield, if you cast it, search your library for up to 5 dragon cards not named Tiamat that have different names, reveal them, and then put them in your hand, then shuffle. Gaming! And then Den of the Bugbear for my hollow rare. Pretty good. It is not $20 just for this Tiamat? God, the alternative art must be actually insane. We're out here gaming, people. Great Axe. Guard Ranger. Planar Ally. Bar the Gate. Counter target spell or Planeswalker spell. Venture into the dungeon. Ronsdorf. When you roll 1 or more dice, Ronsdorf deals 1 damage to each opponent. Fate's Reveal. Up to... Oh, yeah, we've seen that. Circle of Moon. Priest of Ancient Lore. Mana Core. Null Hunter and Alternative Arts. Oh, I probably haven't mentioned Pack Tactics, which I guess is now in the game forever now. When a Null Hunter attacks, if you attacked with creatures with total power of 6 or greater, put +1/+1 counter on. art alternative art for Tiamat is only 30. That's so weird. Moonblast Cleric, Flay Trickster, and then Gelatinous Cube. In Golf, when Gelatinous Cube enters the battlefield, exile target non-ooze creatures an opponent controls until Gelatinous Cubes leaves the battlefield, and then dissolve. Sorry, joining. It cost X and 1 black. Put target creature card with mana value X exiled with Gelatinous Cubes into owner's graveyard. I don't like that because it literally. I mean, I guess at least then it's permanently away and it doesn't matter. It just means that Gelatinous Cube can like that it can come back before Gelatinous Cube is dead. Spear Dagger, +2 mace, Mordenkainen's Polymorph. I'm just reading cards we haven't seen. Until the end of the turn, target creature becomes a dragon with base toughness of 4/4 and gains flying. Hobgoblin Captain. It has pack tactics and it gains first strike. Fletcher Ghoul, +2/+2, and yeah, gains +2/+2 until the end of Hill Giants or Devoted Paladin, Ginger Windseer, Grim Bounty, Direwolf Prowler, Displacer Beast. When it enters the battlefield, you may venture the dungeon. And then displacement, return Displacer Beast to its owner's hands. Ooh. Growing of Clan Undar. She's a legendary creature. When they enter the field, venture into the dungeon. She's a black-white. When they attack, return up to 1 creature card with mana value of 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield if you completed a dungeon. Oh, and then I get Temple of the Dragon Queen land. As Temple of the Dragon Queen enters the battlefield, you may reveal a dragon card from your hand. Temple of the Dragon Field enters the battlefield tapped unless you reveal a dragon card this way, or you control a dragon. Choose a Keller, and it adds 1 of the chosen Keller. It's not great, but hey. And then Nadir, Selfish Paladin, Nadar, Vengeance. When it enters the battlefield, venture into the dungeon, and then other creatures you control get +1/+1 so long as you've completed a dungeon. And Spider Token. I don't know why I don't outside of dude, we're doing pretty. Sorry, I'm fixing the. Or not the zoom. The autofocus on my actual camera went down. Silver Raven, Eye of the Beholder, Bull Strengths, Venture Dungeoner, Tactic Seeker, Fireball, Devourer Intellect, Target opponent discards a card if mana from a treasure was spent to cast this spell. Instead, that player reveals their hand and you choose a non-land card from it. Then that player discards. You hear something on watch. Attack tactics, but gets +1/+0 until end of turn. And then you can play 1 red, 1 green, and 2 colors to double toughness and power. Return him. Choose target player. Return half the creatures they control to their owner's hand. Round up. Triumphant Adventurer. Death Touch. It's your turn. He gets first strike, and then ventures into. He needs to know. Eye of the Beholder, Deadly Dispute, found a cursed item, Potion Healer, Shortcut Seeker, Armorer Veteran. It's equipped, it has Menace. The 2/2 for 2. Iron Hexblade. You draw a card and lose a life if you spent a treasure to hire. Untap, summon him. Air Cult. Elemental. Underdark Blast can alternate art. Fly. Ray of Enfeeblement. Preposterous Innkeeper. Adult Bold Dragon. Flying. Lifelink. Haste. And Wizard Class. Which, by the way, for one and you have no maximum hand size is ridiculous. This is utterly ridiculous. Actually, I want to point out, I want to see what more does, but I noticed that it was cost 1, you have no maximum lifespan. For level 2, you draw 2 cards. And then for level 3, whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on the creatures you control. I think this would be really good in my self-milling deck. Because I have also Omniscient, which means I can cast spells, blue spells for nothing. Or all spells for nothing. Plummet, Steadfast Paladin, Compel Duel, Half-Elf Monk, Soul Knife Spy, Revised Weaponry, Vampire Spawn. He enters, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Zombie Ogre. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature had died this turn, you venture into the dungeon. Owlbear. Brentchen Twitch Willow. I don't know. She's a blue-green. She's a 0/4. You can pay 4 mana, draw a card. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Pretty good for ramping. Priest of Mercule. Skeletons, vampires, and zombies you control gain +1/+1. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, you may pay 1. If you do, create a 1/1 black skeleton token. Blink Dog, Double Strike, Teleport. He phases out. Treat it as anything attached to it, though. It and anything attached to it, so they didn't. Blink Dog, yeah. Gretzelex, Illithid Scholar. He's a legendary creature. Horror. He's a Mind Flayer. Whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, you may return it to the owner's hand. Whenever one or more of your more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. What's up, Dipper? And then Shiny Plains. Where that card is OP. Oh, no. There's a lot of broken cards in this set. We have Tiamat the dragon. The deck of many things that basically just actually is ridiculous. If you can get the 20 on this, you can win the game basically instantly. Because you take a card from any graveyard, put it onto the battlefield under your control. When the creature dies, the owner loses the game. Later. I don't know if it's scaled any differently than the older sets though. Because like the deck of many things, while it's ridiculous, it's a 5% chance of happening. And you have to have no cards in your hand. Spike Pick Trap, Boots of Speed, Precious Drop, Scaled Herbalist, Ranger Hawk. I don't know if we've seen or not. It's pay 3, it has flying, it's 1/1, it's for 1. It's pay 3, tap another untapped creature you control, venture into the dungeon. Activate only as a sorcery. Clever Conjurer, Hoarding Ogre, attacks, gets to make treasures. Hey mods, can you take care of those two? Oh, okay. You probably have not seen. So, there are these dungeon cards. Thank you. Thank you, bots. So, there are these adventure cards, dungeon cards. There is Tomb of Annihilation. There is Lost Mines of Vendel. I can't remember. And Dungeon of the Mad Mage. When you venture into the dungeon, if you don't have a dungeon, you pick one of the 3 and then you venture into the first room. And then anytime it says venture into the dungeon, you move down thing. So from here, you'd venture into the dungeon here, and then you could pick this one or this one. And you just do what they say. This is their new rule for the Forgotten Realms set. There's only 3 dungeons currently. I'm hoping they'll build more. Yeah, they roll d20s now. So, like this one. You pay 5 and then sacrifice Spike Trap, and you roll a d20. You don't have to draw one. They're tokens. So you start with it's really annoying. So like since I played the pre-release, I have hollow shiny versions of all 3. But yeah, you just have to once you play Adventure into it, you pick one of the 3. Everyone has access to all 3 at all times. Precious Drops, Scale Herbalist, Ranger Hawks, Clever Conjurer, Hoarding Dragon, or Ogre, Shambling Gas. Yeah, and you technically start with all 3. You just only can venture into one at a time. You can technically complete all 3 in a course of a game, though. Because once you go to the last room, you've completed it. You do what it says, and then you're out of that dungeon. I don't know if you can do a dungeon that you've played in if you've gone through more than once in a game. I never got that far, to be honest. Baleful Beholder. Sacrifice an enchantment or gain menace. Plate armor. Critical hit gives double strike. And then whenever you roll a nat 20, return critical hit from your graveyard to your hand. It's ridiculous. Wild shape. You can turn it into a 1/3 turtle with hexproof, a 1/5 spider with reach, or a 3/3 elephant with trap. And Lair of the Hydra, which is if you control 2 or more lands, it enters the battlefield tapped. You can tap it for 1 forest, or you can pay 1 forest and X until the end of your turn. Lair of the Hydra becomes an XX green Hydra creature. It is still a land. X can't be 0. The Lost Bands of this is the one Vandelver. That's what it's. That's how you pronounce it. I don't like how it's pronounced. I don't like. It's also not auto correctly. Kick in the door. We'll read this ability just because I haven't actually seen this one either. Let me just. All right. Put +1/+1 counter on target creature. That creature gains haste until the end of the turn and cannot be blocked by walls this turn. And then you venture into the zone. Sylvan Shepherd. Whenever it attacks you, basically just gain life. Dawnbringer Cleric. You can gain life. You can destroy a target creature. You can exile a creature from your graveyard. Secret Door. It's a defender. And you can venture into the dungeon without tapping. It only is 5. Forming Goblins. Roll and see how many goblins you get. Devour Intellect. Find the path. Enchant land. When this enters the battlefield and venture into the dungeon. And then Enchanted Land is 2 forests instead of just whatever has tap for it. So it can be the normal one too. Involving wilds, but it's not the special art. We have somewhere. Yeah. It's this versus this in their sets. It's like, why would you ever choose this over Charm Sleep, Mimic, Ray of Frost, Kenai, Bag of Holding, and Guardian of Faith. Flying Vigilance. It enters the battlefield. Any number of other target creatures you control phase out. And phasing out just seems like it exiles for a turn without exiling. We're almost done stack 2. We have 4 more left, and then we have another whole stack. Bear Dagger, Boots of Speed, Hobgoblin Captain, Spectre School, Hill Giant, on Herd Forger. It enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. He's a 7/6 for 6. Devoted Paladin. You find a villain's lair. Price of Loyalty. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. If mana from treasure was spent, that creature gains +2/+0 until end of turn. Valor Singer. Tiefling Bard. Is that something they've just started with? Is this like if you spend treasure, gain something? I don't remember seeing it or Ward for the Room Shard Frost Giant for 5 and 4/5. Divine Smite. I'll hydrate for that 100. Reaper's Talisman. When a equipped creature attacks, it gains Death Touch until end of turn. Whenever a creature attacks alone, defending player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Eccentric, I almost said erotic apprentice, enters the battlefield to enter into the dungeon at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you have completed a dungeon, up to 1 target creature becomes a bird with base power of toughness. Becomes bird with base power of and toughness of 1/1 and flying until end of turn. And a Vecna, which I think I have, but it's not bad to have 2. At the beginning of your combat turn, equip creature or creatures you control named Vecna gain +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your. Oh, and then I got Drit's cat, even though I don't have Drit's. Drit's, you're literally the main guy for all of the things. They don't have different arts for this pack. It's just Drit's, and they still don't give me them. God, why did they make Drit's so important in the Forgotten Realms? Goddamn R.A. Salvatore. Goblin Javenier. Herald of Hadar. Spoils of the Hunt. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. For each mana from treasure that was spent on it to cast it this turn, then the damage equal to the power to controls. Shocking Grasp, Plunging Barbarian, Delver's Torch. I think Delver's Torch just whenever equipped creature attacks, just enter into the dungeon. Yanti Fangblade. Neverwinter Dryad. Fluttering Skeletons in the old art. Celestial Unicorn. Hammer Fazur Ruin Seeker. He's a legendary creature, human wizard, he's white blue. Room abilities of dungeons you own trigger an additional time. Kendra of Boulder's Gate, legendary human elf rogue. Whenever Keldra of Freydel of Boulder's Gate deals combat damage to player, that player loses 1 life and mills a card from card, then you gain 1 life and can scry 1. When you attack, you may pay 2 calories. If you do, target creature can't be blocked this turn. A red dragon. Everyday red dragon. When it enters, deal 4 to a target creature. Long rest. Return X number of cards with different mana values from your graveyard to your hand. If 8 or more cards were returned to your hand this way, your life total becomes equal to the starting life total. Exile long rest. Your starting life. Which is good because it's 40 in Commander, but 20 in Standard. 2 more packs from this deck. Dude, so far we've pulled some really good things. I'm even looking forward to seeing what I get for I'm even excited to start seeing like what I can do. Oh, leave these guys. Oh, Goblin Javenier in the old art. Vendel Fireball, Vampire Spawn, Bull Strength, Venture Dungeoneer. You've come to the river, to a river. Find a return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, or target creature gets +1/+0 until the end of the turn and can't be blocked. Dueling Rapier, Grim Bounty, Dire Wolf Prowler. Just pay 2 to gain +2/+. Haste and turn active for each turn. The Wizard class again. Power Word Kill. Destroy non-angel, non-demon, non-devil, or non-dragon creature. Which is a good way to deal with stuff. Oh, Dritz, finally you show up. Hey guys, we got Dritz Do It in here. Ancient lore. Okay, that was weird. Sorry, I heard whistling in my room. There's just no one else here. Oh, you know what? Probably my piles that are causing. Unexpected Windfall. As an addition cost to the spell, discard a card. Draw 2 cards and create 2 treasure tokens. Thieves' Tools. Secret Door. Forming Goblins. Devour Intellect. Find a Path. +2 Mace. Mordenkainen's Polymorph. Abora Pegasus. A Fairy Guide. In the old art. Portable Hole. When Portable Hole enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls with a mana value of 2 or less. Portable until Portable Hole leaves the battlefield. Druid class. I've not actually seen either. This one should be fun. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Okay. Green is just ramping still. You may pay one additional. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. When a class becomes level 3, target land you control becomes a creature that with haste, and this creature's power and toughness equals the number of lands you control. It's still a land. Oh boy. Tiger Tribe Hunter. Trample. Attack tactics. Whenever Tiger Tribe Hunter attacks, if you attack with. Okay, so it's fact tactics. You need power 6 or greater. You may sacrifice another creature. When you do, Tiger Tribe Hunter deals damage equal to the sacrifice target's power and to target creature. Oh, a Serac. The Archlich. A Serac enters the battlefield. If you haven't completed Tomb of Annihilation, return a Serac, the Archlich, to its owner hands and venture into the dungeon. Whenever a Serac, the Archlich, attacks, for each opponent, it creates a 2/2 black zombie token unless that player sacrifices a creature. Oh my. Oh, that's a mythic. A Serac. I like the fact that it requires you to complete something, though. Um. Okay. Sorry. Got distracted. Got distracted. Yeah, I like that. Requires you to complete a dungeon. But then it lets you delve for 3 every turn, and it just gets returned to your hand. So long as somebody doesn't counterspell it. You see... Come on, bear with me. You see guards approaching, Gloomstalker, Sirens, Devour, Dragonfire. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may reveal a dragon card from your hand or choose a dragon you control. It does 3 to target creature or planeswalker. If you revealed a dragon card or chose a dragon card as a spell cast, Dragonfire deals damage equal to the power or creature instead. Feign Death. Firing bar. Oh, Feign Death. Sorry. Until the end of your turn, target creature gains. When this creature dies, return it to the graveyard tapped under its owner's control with +1/+1. Firing Bard. Fowler Singer. Dwarven Old Champion. Rimfrost Giants. Zombie Ogre. Wandering Tabor, which I feel like I didn't read last time. If a land entered, you get to venture. Yep. Goblin Morningstar. So again, I'm trying to make sure I read these. Equip creature gets +1/+0 and has trample. Pay 2 to equip. When it enters the battlefield, you roll a d20. And it can make goblins. Monk of the Open Hand. Flurry of Blows. Whenever you cast a second spell each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on the Monk of the Open Hand. And Lyrinth, Desert Doom. It's a legendary dragon with flying. Has oh boy. Oh hey guys. We were making it into the third pile. So this is good. Make sure. I hope you guys can I hope it's not the mic doesn't pick up too much noise. Spike Pit Trap. You find Villain's Lair, Price of Loyalty, Contentious Drop, Scaled Herald, Ranger Hawk, Clever Conjurer, Neverwinter Dryad, Flattering Skeletons. As you enter the dungeon, Calvin Reclusive Painter. Right when a line Reclusive Painter enters the dungeon, create a treasure token. Other creatures you control enter the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on them for each mana from a treasure was spent on them. Death Whisperer again. I have like 4 of her. Artifact Gargoyle ventures the dungeon into a dungeon when it enters. As long as you've completed a dungeon, it gets +3/+0 and has flying. Circle of Dreams. Add 1 for each thing you control, which is ridiculous. And another Pretentious Drop. Baptist. Earth Cult Elemental. When it enters the battlefield, you Steadfast. True Cleric. You become a river. Armory Veteran. Sculptor Ghoul. Find a Path. Potion of Healing. Owlbear. Evolving Wilds. Check for Traps. Battlecry Goblin. Power of Persuasion. Hobgoblin. Bandit Lord. Power of Persuasion. Choose target creature an opponent controls. Roll d20. 1 through 9, you return it to the owner's hands. 10 through 19, the owner puts the top, puts it at the top or bottom of their library. Or 20, you gain control. The landlord and the bandit lord. Other goblins you control have +1/+0. You pay 1 and tap. Hobgoblin bandit lord deals damage equal to the number of goblins enter the battlefield under your control this turn to any target. It's a 2/3 for. Earth Cult Elemental. Arcane Investigator. Search the room. You pay 6. Roll d20. You draw a card, or you 1 through 9. You draw a card, or 10 through 20. You look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put them into your hand, and the rest of the put one of them into your hand, and the rest of the bottom in any order. You came to Knoll Camp. Herald of Hadar. Spoils of Hunt. Delver's Torch. Shocking Grasp. Abora Pegasus. Oh. There's a signature. I didn't notice it. And it came from 2020. Pixie Guide. Underdark Basilisk. Sudden Insight. Dungeon Map. Barbarian Class. Asmodeus Archfiend. Binding Contract. If you would draw a card, exile the top card of your library face down instead. For 3 black, you can draw 7 cards, or for 1, you can return all cards exiled with Asmodeus Archphase to the owner's hand and lose that much life. Okay. I don't know if that's good or not. Silver Raven. Boarding Ogre. Stumbling Gas. Etagard Rager. Planar Allied. Bar the Gate. Bronze Dwarf. Charm Sleep. Mimic. Black Dragon. It has Acid Breath. Opponent gets -3/-3 until the end of the turn. Hulking Bugbear. It's 3/3 for haste for 3. Teresa Moondancer. She is I believe. Yeah, that would make sense. She would be a worshipper of. I don't remember. Arashni and Lol's kid, daughter of Coral. Sorry. Yeah. Lol's child and the child also of Coralon. Illustre. Dungeon Descent. Zorn. Oh, it's also shiny. He is a 3-cost elemental, red elemental. If you would create 1 or more treasure tokens, it said create these tokens plus an additional treasure token. So he just ramps your treasure building. Oh, and he's my rare. Oh, he's my hollow rare. I have 2. Dungeon Descent is Paladin Shield. Secret Door. Storming Goblins. Deadly Dispute. You find a cursed idol. +2 mace. Mortar Cannon's Polymorph. Minimus Containment. Baneful Beholder. Jaded Sellsword. He gains first strike and haste if you cast it with treasure. Demogorgon's Clutch. Target opponent discards 2 cards, mills 2 cards, and loses 2 life. What? Okay. Choose your weapon. Choose 1. 2 weapon fighting. Double target creature's power and toughness until end of turn. Or archery. This spell deals 5 damage to target creature with flying. Trickster's Talisman. Invoke Duplicy. Equip target creature gets +1/+1. It has whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice Trickster's Talisman. If you do, create a token that targets this creature. Sorcerer's Class, which I've not seen actually. When it enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards, then discard 2. At level 2, creatures you control have tap. Add blue or red. Spend this mana only to cast instants or sorcery spells and gain a class level. Whenever you cast an instant, sorcery, or spell, that spell does damage to each opponent equals to the number of instants or sorceries cast this turn. That's pretty good. It's for more all spells and low monsters, high instants and sorceries, but that's not a problem. I was about to say, if these had easy tears this entire time, but they do not. That one was just weird. Goblin Javelin in the Air. Plundering Barbarian. Yonti Fangblade. Compel Duel. Half-Elf Monk. Soul Knife. Improvised Weaponry. Priest Ancient Lore. Manicore. Null Hunter with the old art. Portable Hole. Druid class. Tiger Tribe Hunter. Varus. Silvery Moon Ranger. It is a legendary creature. Breach Ward. Whenever you cast a creature or planeswalker spell, venture into the dungeon. This ability triggers only once each turn. We're looking pretty good on the old fashioned, plus the ones that are rare. That will all get together again. I'll probably sleeve the legendaries too. You see Guards Approach, Unexpected Windfall, Fate's Reversal, Circle of the Moon Druid, Gloomstalker, Scions, Dragonfires, Feign Death, Roulette in Old, Gojin Windseer in not the old art, Green Dragon in alternate art, great, Lonesome Troll, Loathsome Troll, which I don't think we've seen. Okay. So he's a 5 cost for 6/2, and then you can pay 4, roll a d20, activate only if he's in the graveyard. We have actually seen this one because he just comes back Rust Monster. He is a 3 for 2/1, first strike, and sacrifice artifact. Rust Monster gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Oh, and Dancing Sword. Equipped creature gets +2/+0. When the equipped creature dies, you may have Dancing Sword become a 2/2 construct artifact creature with flying and ward 1. If you do not, it is an equipment. That's a little fun one. Green Dragon is nice because I think I'm going to construct the Dragon Tiamat deck, Commander deck, probably right after stream. I might do an update about it later if I do another Magic stream. Paladin Shield, Price of Loyalty, Hired Hexblade, Hill Giant Hador, Devoted Paladin, which I don't remember seeing. Beacon of Hope, when Devoted enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain Vigilance until end of turn. You find the villain's lair, Hobgoblin Captain, hear something on watch, Air Cult Elemental Drider, which we have not seen because I didn't hear. Reach, when Drider deals combat damage to a player, create a 2/1 black spider token with Menace and Reach. Ingenious Smith enters the battlefield. Look at the top, and when they enter the battlefield, you may look at the top 4 cards of the library. You may reveal an artifact from it among them, and then put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of the library in the random order. Whenever one or more artifact enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on her, and then you can only trigger this once. Hunter's Mark. This spell costs 3 less if to cast if target is a blue permanent you don't control. This spell can't be countered. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. Then it deals damage equal to its power. Then it deals damage equal to its power to a target creature or planeswalker you don't. All Storm Giants. If you control 2 or more lands, All of Storm Giants enters battlefield tap. You can tap to add 1, or you can pay 6 until the end of turn. All of Storm Giants becomes a 7/7 giant creature with Ward 3. It is still land. And then Ward Seer, but shiny. We're gonna hydrate a little bit more. Okay. Thieves' Tools, Goblin, Vampire Spawn, Ranger, Ambush on the Road, Contact Other Plane, Dueling, Rapier, Celestial Unicorn, Valor, Divine Smite, Reaper's Talisman, Eccentric Apprentice, Instrument of the Bards, which I have in a different deck, and Shiny Black Dragon. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may play Harmony counter on the Instrument of the Bards, and you can pay. Goddamn focus camera. There we go. Pay 4 and tap, search your library for a creature card with the mana value equal to the number of harmony counters on instrument of the bard. Reveal it, put that into your hand. If the target creature, if that card is legendary, create treasure tokens. Last 2 packs, by the way. So we have 2 more packs. Great Axe, Thieves' Tools, Inspiring Bard. Dwarven Hold Champion, Arcane Investigators. You came to a goblin. You came to a Null Camp. Herald of Hadar, Spoils of the Hunt, Neverwinter Dryad, Fluttering Skeletons, Blue Dragon, Hammer Farsar Rune Seeker. In the old art, Iron Golem, Yanti Malison. Yanti Malison cannot be blocked as long as it's attacking alone whenever it deals damage to a player venture. And last pack. And we'll just go through and just show off what we got. I'm actually pretty happy with this. Eyes of Beholder, Leather Armor, Compass Drop. Eldogard, Ranger, Ranger Hawk, Bar the Gate, Bronze Dwarfs, Rimshield Frost Giant, Grim Bounty, Dire Wolf Prowler, Warlock Class, Magic Missile. This spell can't be countered. Magic Missile deals 3 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. Apparent Mind Sorcerer. When a Parent Mind Sorcerer enters the battlefield, choose target instant sorcery or card in your graveyard, then roll a d20. On a 1 through 9, you put it at the top of your library, or 10. Oh my. Oh boy. Ebon Death Dracolich. It is a mythic. It is a flash flying. When it enters the battlefield, tap. You may cast from your graveyard if the creature not named Ebon Death Dracolich died this turn. That is it. Alrighty. Okay, so we got a bunch of the alternate arts. The old style plus the showcase full art, expanded art, extended arts. I'm really happy. Oh, and the old adventure lands. Or rares, we got Yanti, Instrument of the Bard, Hall of the Storm Giant. Mini camera. There we go. Yanti Malison, the Instrument of the Bard, Hall of the Storm Giant, Dancing Swords, Varys Silvery Moon Ranger. The Sorcerer class, I actually hate this camera right now. The Sorcerer class, Dungeon Descent, Zorn, Admodius, Hobgoblin Bandit Leader, Circle of Dreams Druids, Limrith, Desert Doom, Dritz Druidin, Long Rest, Guardian of Faith, Lair of the Hydra, Galzig's, Illithid Scholar, Adult Gold Dragon, Triumph of the Adventurers, Nadash, Shellfish Paladin, Den of Bugbears, Olzoth Filoberg, Treasure Chest, the Wild Mage, Forsworn Paladin, Bard Class, Spellbook, Orb of Dragonkind, Mind Flayer, Flump, Bolo's Guide, Bolo, Guide to Monsters, and Triumphant Adventure again. And for the Mythics, we got the one I really wanted was Tiamat. We got Lolth, who I kind of forgot was in this set, because she's... I just don't play black that much. Whenever a creature you control dies, puts a loyalty counter on Lolth. For 0, she draws a card and you lose 1 life. For -3, you create 2/2/1 Black Spiders creature tokens with Menace and Reach. And for -8, you get an emblem with whenever a opponent is dealt combat damage by 1 or more creatures you control, if that player lost less than 8 life this turn, they lose life equal to the difference. So they, yeah. The Deck of Many Things, which I already have one of because of pre-release drafts or pre-release events. Work with. We got a Serac, the Archlich, and then we got the Dracolich. We're done a little earlier, but I think that's where I'm gonna call it, unless you guys have anything else. Let's go raid somebody. Let's see if some magic. All right. We should be doing something later tonight. My thing might be wrong. If you really want to know, I'll post probably on Twitter. I'm just waiting. Okay.
No, thank you. Oh! Oh! J3 low? J3 low? Is there a special way to pronounce that? Doesn't matter. Either way, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you. Jello. Oh, Jello. Okay. That works. I like that. I like that. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream? Jello. I like that.